welcome to Two Geeks and a Load Balancer. I'm Nathan. This is Matt. Uh, Question today, Matt, is kind of give us some examples of what are some common use cases for automating against your load balancer.
Oh, I love it. I love automation. All right, so common use cases. Probably the most common use case that I see and I educate customers on is going to be some type of application automation, right? Net new applications getting created, single site, multi-site applications. And then, of course, it's going to include the rest of the network stack. So certificate management, creating a new certificate, revoking an existing certificate, DNS entries, firewall rules, things like that. But really, anything that can facilitate creating an application is a good way to handle it. Go ahead. What
Oh,
you got?
all right, so you're talking about automating the load balancer, but you're really talking about automating the load balancer and its integration with these adjacent solutions,
Yep.
technologies, products.
It's all connected.
So
It
we're
is
not
all
just we're
connected.
not just we're not automating the load balancer, we're automating the infrastructure. The
Yep.
load balancer is maybe it is a key piece, maybe it's in the center of this, but that you're talking integrations.
See,
That's
think of it like this, Nathan. If you are a developer and you want to create an application, if you go in and you have a self-service tool for your load balancing stack, and you can go in and create your virtual IP address and your backend pool members and do all the load balancing. That's awesome, but that's only half the battle. You need to figure out how you're going to do the routing. You might need to have firewall rules punched in
Mhm.
if this is in the DMZ. What's your DNS name going to be, right? Do you need a certificate? Probably you need a certificate for your L7. So if you only automate, a portion of the stack, there's still a lot of manual effort that has to happen before that app owner can get to use their application. So whenever I look at the use cases, I think of anything under the sun, from automating an application, but that's really only one of them. Other use cases could be managing config drift, right? So if you have lots of different applications, they have lots of profiles and common settings. You want to make sure those common settings are the same across all of your data centers, across all of your different load balancers in your data centers, and you do that by managing config drift.
Okay. So kind of what you're saying is we're talking about these use cases. A lot of the integration between these disparate products, these that encompasses this whole use case. My use case is I want to deploy my application, but I need
Hmm.
an IP address. I need to create the virtual service. Then I need to register that into DNS. Then I need the SSL certificate. And so tying all these together, as opposed to open a ticket, manual process, open a ticket,
Yeah.
manual process, automate load balancer, then open a ticket, manual process, open a ticket,
Yeah.
junk. That's great. We automated this, but
Oh yeah.
the whole workflow is not automated. It's still going to take me 6 weeks. What was the point?
Absolutely. Honestly, a good load balancing product that has ties into a lot of those ecosystems can make a lot of that easier. But if your load, my experience is load balancing. So if your load balancer doesn't have those tie-ins, those are different items, different teams you have to work with to create that, end-to-end automation suite. And honestly, it's tedious, with the amount of extra coding that you're gonna have to bring in to integrate with the, info blocks or something like that.
Love that. So it's not just what you need to automate, it's how much do you not have to automate? How much
Yeah.
integration is already done, off the shelf, plug and play? And then here's the details that you need to automate around, what color do I want my car? Not, I don't want to get into every detail about every nuts and bolt that it takes to build the car.
Yep.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Okay. Makes sense. Well, thanks, Matt.
Cool. Thank you.